Welcome back, guys. So today's going to be part 3 of the Mongo Way archery series. Basically, the Mongo Way is expediency, efficiency, and just practicality, having everything on hand, ready to move quickly, keeping everything minimalized, but having everything at hand and making the most of the the weapon system that you have. So today I'm going to go over the Hermit X10. This is my pretty much like what you would guys have like their truck gun. This is like my truck bow, and it was going to be the bow that I was going to bring on alone, but like I said, it's metal risered and a little bit too modern looking. So it is the Hermit X10. You'll see a whole bunch of YouTube videos on this bow. It's just one of the fast. It's got the carbon fiber limbs, the aluminum riser, ILF system. That's really the main reason I got this bow, is I like the ILF system. We'll go into that more later. And then so this is basically like my instant get up and go hunt bow, ready for anything, whether it's bow fishing, deer hunting, rabbits, whatever. If I'm out in the driving around or walking around or in my kayak and I see game, I know that just having this, nothing else. If I have this on board, I'm ready to go. I can go hunting, I'm set. So that's the beauty of this system, and that's what I want. I don't want to like, oh no, I got to go and grab my case and then grab a quiver and then go look for my gloves and what if my string breaks, all this stuff, right? This thing has it all, right? So you don't need to be worrying about, oh, these are I've got only broadheads on here, or I only got practice heads on here. I'm not ready. This thing's ready for everything, whether it's practice or hunting, and it's just this. All you gotta do is carry this. So this is the concept, okay? So this is the Mongo way, if you ever studied the Mongol Empire, the reason that they became one of the largest empires in the world was the fact that they were so efficient. They were able to move around and they didn't have to carry a whole bunch of stuff. It was just about efficiency. Super practical. So I'm not condoning stuff they did, but I'm just saying that's their mindset, okay? And that's my Mongol way. So so I'm gonna go over the components, okay? So like I said, just a cheap quickie quiver. I love this quiver. It's super cheap and light, and it just comes right off. Okay, so I'm gonna take it off for a second here just to show you, so you guys can see all the components of the bow. Okay, so let's say I just got back from practice and I was a little too lazy to be fully prepared, and all I had on these arrows were just field points or blunt tips. I know that I can go run out there and I have a broadhead on my bow, so I've got this broadhead. I got one good shot. That's all I need. That's all you should need. That's all you should practice for, is one good shot, okay? So this is stuck on here with the magnet. So I put a piece of felt right here. I put a magnet here. And then this lays right like that. So it's safe for me. It's safe for anything else. And the blade is protected by felt. So right there, okay? So I got a broadhead out ready, okay? So let's say the reverse is happening, right? And I run out and I see a rabbit and I don't want to use my broadheads. So what do? You see this? I got a Zwicky judo point, and I also got, for something more sinister, I have this metal field point, which I really love. So all my tips here are 150 grains, okay? So they all match my hunting setup. Okay, so basically, so I would just go here, unscrew this, and all I did is I went ahead and just drilled holes to fit a regular insert, just a regular aluminum insert. So just drill a hole large enough, and then put epoxy in there, and then stick it in there, and you're set. So now you got an onboard tip holding system for whatever occasion might get you, right? So that's the beauty of it. And this one here, so this one here, I was able to flush mount the insert. I think because there was already an existing hole, so I just mounted that in there. Yeah, so you see that. But yeah, these aluminum risers, they're so overbuilt. You can drill a ton of stuff, holes in them and stuff. They're not going to break. Yeah. So there you go. You got onboard tip system for any occasion. You know, your blunt systems, and then you got your broadhead. Okay. And then if you see here, right below my wrap, which is just a tennis grip wrap, because you know, I play tennis with my daughter. So tennis grip wrap, and right down here is my extra bowstring, and that's just wrapped up just like that. So it should always be with you. So that should be pre-set up, pre-stretched, all ready to go. And then here, you see this? This was my biggest peeve when I used to try to like be mobile. I would always forget this, and so all I did was get Velcro. Just get the outdoor strength stuff, like, you know, this is like 15-pound UV resistant. You want everything UV resistant outside, right? So, and then yeah, my glove always has Velcro on it. It comes like that, right? So I just, it's always on the bow. Yeah, and it's really sturdy, right? You know how Velcro is. And I also have yeah, I have it so right here and right here. Sometimes I shoot with the tab, so I'll have this part for the tab. So I'll have my glove there and then a tab there. You know, you can never have too many you know, too much finger protection available. But yeah, this is my go-to glove. I really like it. Yeah, this is it's got the soft. I think that's deer skin. It feels like deer skin. And then yeah, it just fits like that. I'm going to show you. It's a great glove for hot weather. You know, for San Antonio. You know, when you're wearing those fancy leather gloves, they get all sweaty and hot. So yeah, just need here, just like that. See, fits real good. And they're like $10. So just buy like, you know, 6 of them. Okay. Then another thing I do for this to be always ready is I have the lower limb protected by a limb saver. It's just a rubber or plastic, or I think it's rubber, flexible rubber piece of plastic, and that protects the bow tip. You know, if you're like a lot of people and shouldn't be doing this, but you know, like to do this and go like this and be lazy and destroy your bow. Yeah, this is what that's for, protects that. But I don't really use it for that because I don't mistreat my bow like that. So I just this is really important because it retains the string on the bow. So when you unstring the bow, your bowstring doesn't unravel and change its length. So that's really important. So if it's on the go and you know, because you normally don't really want to keep your bow like in the truck or somewhere with you know, where the environmental conditions are you know, harsh, so strung up. Okay, so so let me show you. I'm just gonna okay. This is a 52-pound bow, so it is a little bit different. Okay, so let's unstring it, right? And I wouldn't recommend really stringing or unstringing a heavier bow like this, recurve like that, because it's not good for the limbs, but I do it all the time. But that's me, so just a word of warning. Just if you do it, just watch the limbs, make sure you don't twist them when you're putting the string on or taking it off. Okay, so this is retained. If you didn't have this, this would have just slipped off and would have unraveled, started unraveling, changing your base height and your knock point probably. So now it's retained. So everything's there. Everything's still retained. So this is how it would be behind your truck seat, let's say. This is how it would be. So yeah, so that's retained. And that will not, that cannot unravel, okay? So that's a very important part. Like everything I've told you so far, like I think this is the most important aspect of improving your on-the-go system, is just to have this here to keep the bow from coming off. So you're not looking for a lost string, or you're not trying to figure out how many twists you put back in. It's just at the ready, okay? So, yeah, and I'm just gonna show you the ILF system. So, you know, most takedown bows, they have a hex net right there, right? So this would be like where you would unscrew with a hex wrench. You unscrew that, and then go forever, and then take the bow, you know, put the bow together or take it off. Not with the ILF. So you never touch this once you're all set up, right? So you just basically it just slides in. So super fast. See? Set. Okay? And so I could just go like this and go like this, right? So now I got my bow in 3 pieces. 3 pieces. Ready to go. And since I have that limb saver, it's still not gonna unravel. Okay? So that's very important. And something else is I always have a Velcro wrap on my bow, which is this right here. So this is Velcro wrap, right? Let's say I want to be compact and super mobile. So since I got this Velcro wrap, yeah, I could just basically wrap my bow up. Okay, gather my string, wrap it up. Okay, so now I got a whole unit, 1-piece unit. Okay, everything's bundled up, so I could throw this in my kayak, in my backpack, you know. So this Velcro strap, you get this at Walmart. It's like $5. It's worth it. Get a few for a whole bunch of just different situations. Okay, so I just have this wrapped around my riser. The non part I don't use of the riser. All right, so now it's set. Okay. Okay. So another thing that's really helpful with having this here is this indicates this is the bottom of the bow quickly. So you don't have to figure out, okay, which limb goes where. So the bottom limb always has the limb keeper, okay, or limb protector. It goes by different names. Okay. And so now I know that's the bottom limb easily because of that. And beauty of the ILF system. Okay, I'm going to show you how it goes together. Okay, so it's got that little stainless steel nub, and it just slides in. You're set. Easy as that. Super quick. It's a superior system in my book. Okay. Okay, so same thing. Okay, just slide in. You're set. Okay, so both limbs are set. Okay, now you're ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put the limb back on. I mean the string up the bow again. And like I said, if you're doing a recurve like this, always watch the lower limb. Make sure you're not twisting it. And always make sure you're watching the limb twist when you're doing this. Okay, so it's strung up. Yeah, you see how fast I was to string up? If this was my other traditional takedown recurves, I'd still be working on the 1 bolt. It's just super annoying. So super quick, yeah. Within less than 60 seconds, you'll have that 3-piece put together, ready to hunt. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to show you the real beauty of having this Velcro here, which I got from my grandfather because he used to go hunt with me, and I'd be like, Gramps, hang back because I'm going to make a stock, and then 60 seconds later, I'd see a bush moving across the way to the animal, and yeah, and he's basically, pushing the animal towards me, and he's just, he's basically just this little walking bush, right? So I'm like, that's pretty ingenious. What if I did that with the bow, right? So I'm going to show you something real quick. Okay, so you saw me go and just pick a random bush real quick, right? So I'm ready for a hunt. I see a deer or turkey or something, or a wild pig. Okay, and I don't got a lot of cover, let's say. Okay, so then utilizing my super handy Velcro. Yeah, I can stick this. Like, it seems silly, but it's actually these kind of techniques have been used for hundreds of years, right? By much better hunters than us. Okay, so all thumbs. I'm always all thumbs when I'm on camera. Okay, so you got this, right? So anybody who's ever done a stalk or who's ever hunted animals, try to sneak up on them, you'll know that the number one thing that gives you away, other than your scent, of course, let's say the scent's perfect. I mean, the wind's perfect. It's going this way, and you're doing a stalk. The one thing that gets in your way, which gives you away from the animal, is your eyes, your face. So, you're driving around. You're not going to have camo or mask on because you're not a criminal. So you're just driving around. You're in a kayak, enjoying the scenery. So now you see a wild boar or a turkey or whatever's legal, right? And you're doing a stalk. You can do the stalk, and you can pretty much hide behind this, right? And I would do let me just go. So let's say I'm doing a stalk here. So if I'm doing a stalk, I could basically use this to help camouflage me, So, I'm not saying it's like predator level, camo, but it really does help. I've snuck up on deer, boar, and turkey like this, like 10-yard shots, like less than 10 yards, and it's just like, you can just basically be looking through the brush, and they're not going to see you. Like, they'll look and they're just like, that's a weird looking bush, but I don't see a face, so this really helps, right? And then it doesn't get in the way. So it doesn't get in the way of my shooting. And then I could basically hide behind this until I'm ready for the shot, right? So this is, once again, ode to my grandfather. He's just like a genius of simplicity. Just grabs a bush and walks around and herds the deer over to me. This is something I haven't seen other people do, but I do it all the time, and I think it'll help you out if you ever have problems doing a sneak. And it's like the minute the animal makes eye contact with you, it's like the gig's up. So just peekaboo. You're not there no more, and you need to smell the flowers. See, I can smell the flowers and go hunting. I mean, that's the best of both worlds. Okay, so that's it. I hope I hope these tips really help you out, came out useful. Definitely leave your tips in the comments. I truly appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel. I do get a lot of likes and comments, but I don't get a lot of subs. So if we can work together and grow this community and share our ideas, I think it's gonna be a pretty awesome place to learn new things and just enjoy the outdoors together. So once again, like and subscribe, and see you on part 4. Looking forward to it, guys. Bye.